This chubby guy pretended to be a handsome man online, and to his surprise, a real beauty took the bait. But what he never could have imagined was that the beauty on the other side of the screen was actually a man too. John was an unemployed guy from a small town who made his living buying photos and videos of pretty women, then using fake identities to run online scams. One day, he finally landed a big fish. To completely win the guy's trust, John sent over a video of a beautiful woman he'd prepared in advance. Sure enough, the moment Mike saw it, he was hooked. Riding the wave of Mike's excitement, John launched his scam and quickly walked away with 1,000 euros. With the cash in hand, John immediately bought himself a whole new outfit and strutted into a nightclub he'd never dared set foot in before, living it up like a rich man for one night. But it didn't take long before he'd blown through every last euro. To keep milking Mike for more money, John started chatting with him every single day, sweet-talking him with flirty lines until Mike was completely obsessed. In just 3 days, John managed to scam him out of another 4,000 euros. This time, he used the money to buy his ex-girlfriend a gift, hoping to win her back, and even promised to get her the latest iPhone 18 down the road. Meanwhile, Mike was still totally in the dark. He had no idea that the money he'd worked so hard for was being blown by another man, just to chat with his dream girl. Mike started making up excuses to work overtime every day, hiding out at the factory to secretly message her. Over time, his wife started noticing something was off, but she didn't bother asking, because their marriage had been an empty shell for a long time. The truth was, Mike knew his wife had been seeing someone else too. They just quietly agreed to look the other way. By now, Mike was in way over his head with this fake romance. One day, the girl suddenly sent him a photo of herself all beaten up, claiming she'd been attacked and robbed of everything she had. The picture broke Mike's heart, and without a second thought, he wired her another 520 euros. He even invited her to come stay at his place, promising to cook her some KFC himself to help her recover. At this point, Mike was completely blinded by his fantasy of love. The next day, he and his wife drove to the town supermarket. On the way, they spotted someone hitchhiking, and his wife actually waved the person over to hop in. But when Mike got a closer look, he recognized her instantly. It was the girl he'd been talking to all along. He didn't hesitate for a second. He slammed on the gas and took off. But once they were far enough away, Mike couldn't help but smile, convinced she had actually come all this way just for him. Back home, Mike didn't even bother with his wife. He rushed straight to his room, fired up the computer, and quickly explained to the girl that his wife had been right there, so he couldn't bring her home. On the other end, John was completely baffled when he saw the message. He couldn't wrap his head around what Mike was talking about and figured the guy had gotten so obsessed he was hallucinating. But the very next moment, Mike said he wanted to meet up in person, because he told John he already knew where she lived. Reading that, John started to panic. He had no clue that Mike had just tailed the hitchhiker all the way home and actually found out where she lived. But to keep the scam going, John had to play it cool. He made up a story about getting mixed up with the mob and needing a huge sum of money to sort things out. He figured Mike would fork over the cash like always. But this time, Mike insisted on meeting face to face first. But that is sending more money. Mike stormed out of the house and drove straight to where the girl lived. Just as he was about to knock, he caught her in the middle of an argument with another woman, who then slapped her hard across the face. The whole scene only convinced Mike even more that she